Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Like I say in my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt, and sometimes I swear. Today I'm going to be talking about what's going on in the trial with Diddy. I'm just doing a general reading. Like I say, this is entertainment purposes, and thank you for all the new subscribers who have subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So we'll go in a nutshell. I'm going to ask what's going on with the trial now, what's going on now that they deliberated and they're waiting to make a decision. First, I'm going to do the first question I'm going to ask is, does what do the people think? I'm not asking the juries. What do generally people want? Most people want him to find guilty, but what do you think the majority of the people on YouTube or whatever want him to be in prison or whatever is going to happen to him? Please tell me what the majority of people want. They probably do, but I'm just doing this. What do the people generally want happen to P. Diddy? What do the people want to happen to P. Diddy or the other people that will? Three. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I like to do all different cards. This is our oracle deck, so I'm gonna do it. I don't do reverses on oracle decks because it's gonna be too tricky. All right. What do the people? They resent change. They're not sure that he's gonna end up in prison because of he has so much clout, so they're not sure. And they're fearful that he will get out and be set free, or he won't have a long term. They're afraid that he will not see a prison. People are worried that the jury someone might get to the jury and try to threaten them. And that's the next question I'll do is, they're fearful. And there might be transformation, like someone might try something. Someone might try something, threaten his life. So I feel this is entertainment purposes. I feel like someone's going to threaten P. Diddy's life. That's what it pretty much says. It says personal transformation, decay, like someone might say and want to do something to him. Wow, that's interesting. People think, like I said, the finance, like someone's going to pay the jury or the people off, that he will be scot-free, that he won't have to spend time. And he's very self-centered. People think P. Diddy is conceited. He's a narcissistic psychopath. They think he's only cares about himself and not other people. Think he's hurt people so many times they really don't like him. They hate hate him. They despise him. And we're jealous that if he gets off, we're going to be jealous if he gets off. We don't like how he's if he gets away with this. They would be jealous and not like him. And they don't want conflict with his people, his lawyers. They think there's going to be conflict, saying that they don't think he should be in for prison for so long. But the prosecutor will want him in, and they'll have conflict. The prosecutor and the defender people, his lawyers in the state of California or whatever, New York or California, wherever I think it's centered in New York, but it happened also in California and other places. So they don't want any conflict. They don't want conflict with the prosecutor and the defendant. People don't want conflict. And also I feel that there's going to be biased, unjust and biased. Like people are going to be biased, because he has so much power and money. They're afraid that he's going to get off. They're just like, I'm afraid that because he has money, he has ties, he's like the mafia. He's going to get away with a lot of stuff. But they think there'll be some boundaries, like this judge is not going to let him get away with a lot of stuff. And his defense team, that he's gonna say, no, you can only do the facts and And yeah, I feel like the judge is clear-minded, and the people think that the judge thinks clear-minded, that that the case isn't going to be, the judge is not going to put up with them if the people who want to clear his lawyers, they'll go into this communication that the people are going to put up with if he gets off. People will not put up with him if he gets off. People will not like it. They're going to do boundaries and saying he should not get off. We don't like the way the thing is running. People will not step by and let him get off because people will not like it. They're going to set boundaries. They don't want him. They want he wants to be free and independent. That's what the jury the people think, that he wants to be free, get out of prison, he can't go back the way his life is because it's tarnished, but he wants to be independent and free. The people think he wants P. Diddy and the people like him to be set free, and they're afraid that he's going to be set free. They don't want. I'm going to look up. Did he? What's the thought? I just flew out of my mind. Maybe I'll make another video. Oh, is something going to happen to P. Diddy if he gets scot-free? First, I'm going to ask. Do the people I said think he's? Will the people? Do people think he's going to get off? They think the people think he's going to get off. I'm going to do 2 cards. Will the people think he's going to get off? I said that before. They think he might. They think there's unfairness if he gets off. They'll think, oh, this is so unfair if he gets off. I'm going to be pissed off if P. Diddy gets off. And they think he's guilty. They think he did it. There's no doubt. We think he's guilty. And so do some of the people on the jury think he's guilty. And he should be punished. He's a very dishonest person. He should be punished. They think he's guilty. We think he's guilty. He should be punished. As far as the courts go. And also, it's complicated because we're not sure how people are going to handle it. And he wants to get out. He thinks the people want him to get out and travel and get out of prison, and so he can travel and do things. He wants to. He wants to fulfill his life outside of prison and not be in prison. That's what people think. He wants to go back and get out of prison and be able to leave prison and not spend any time. He's like in a dream world, thinking that he shouldn't have to pay for going to jail, and he wants to be free and travel and have a good life. He wants to go back out of prison. So, but people are pissed. People are pissed off. They think it's unfair. And being, that he would get off. They think, yeah. I'm gonna ask. I know people. This is just my opinion. Will anything happen to P. Diddy if he is? First, I'm going to say, is he going to go to prison? Is he ever going to spend any time in prison? Please tell me. Is P. Diddy going to end up in prison or any time? Please tell me. Is P. Diddy going to spend any time in prison? People want to know. Please let me know. Is P. Diddy going to spend any time in prison? Hope. He's going to go to prison. I'm just doing what the cards tell me. Entertainment purposes. People think it's disloyal if he gets off. They don't like the idea of him getting off. And they need time to figure out. The juries have time to figure out. They're gonna have to wait and discuss it. The demolition where the prosecutors gave all the testimony, and then they had the defendants do it, and they have to take time for the jury to figure out what they want. But there's going to be a lot of gossiping, thinking, oh, is something going to be, like, I don't know, that he's going to get off. There's going to be a lot of gossiping about, is he going to get off? Is he going to get special treatment? And they want, the people in the jury want to spend time alone and do the facts on there, And he also, he thought, these people thought he had a very big social life, and he cheated on his girlfriends and his significant other, and he cheated with money and stuff. There's a new things aren't going to transpire with P. Diddy. A new beginning, lost failure. Maybe he will. I think he will spend some time in prison because it says there was. I know he might get sick too, and his health might not do well in prison. I think he will spend some time in prison, and he'll have to live with the new things. If he goes to prison, he'll have to transfer and go by the rules. Get up at a certain time, follow rules in prisons. Like, it's not going to be no picnic in prison. It's going to pretty much suck in prison. So yeah, and he'll have to follow the movement of the power of the rules in prison. If you don't do it, they put you in that confinement and they make you do things. So it's no picnic. So I think it could. And the truth will come out. More truth people will come out if he doesn't get centered in prison. There's more people going to speak out, even after, if he gets acquitted, people will have more coming out. He lacked morals. Like, he doesn't care about people. He only cares about him. People are going to see through his lack of morals. Like, they know he doesn't care about other people. He uses them. He drugged them. They know that. The jury know he was drugging them, that he wasn't the best father. He liked to shower his kids with gifts, but he spent a lot of time, out on the road, being a mogul, being an enterprise person, being into the music scene. So he was absent a lot of the time with his kids, even though he spoiled them in some cases and let them get away with a lot of stuff. He was and he had lack of morals. Like, he didn't want to follow rules from other people. He had his own rules, and he didn't want to follow other people's rules. And he's going to be drifting, hopeless drifting. He thinks he can walk away from the trial and get away with it, but he doesn't really. If he is, he's going to have someone protecting him when he's in prison. So he's going to do some time, but he doesn't think it's going to be. He thinks he can walk away in this. After the trial, he thinks he can walk away, but I think he is going to spend some time in prison. Yeah, because this isn't necessarily the death card. If this was near the tower, it would. But it says it's going to transformation. I think there's going to be new loss and loss failure, meaning that he's going to spend time in prison, and people are going to not want him. He's going to lose a lot of. If he doesn't spend time in prison, he will lose companies. He won't have any more sponsors. People won't want to listen to his music anymore. They'll think he's piranha, bad news. Don't get involved with him anymore. He and his people he'll lose a lot of money. He won't have any more sponsors. So he'll lose sponsors if he doesn't go to prison. So he's going to lose sponsors. Yeah, people won't like him. All right, I'm going to look up a question. If he goes to prison, this is hypothetically entertainment. Will anything happen to him in prison? Will anybody do, harm to him in prison? Yeah, will anything happen to him in prison if he gets sentenced for any amount of time? Will he be, will anybody hurt him or do any damage to him? Please let me know. Will anything happen to P. Diddy if he's in prison, spends life in prison or 20 years or whatever? Please tell me. Is anything going to happen to P. Diddy in prison if he gets convicted in prison? Because they says he's going to do some, unless, All right. it says that he's going to plan to have people watch his back in prison. How that's going to happen? Maybe he'll have some people. I'll do you a favor, you do me a favor. So he's going to plan ahead. An opportunity. He's gonna say, "Oh, I'm the big guy, even though I'm in prison. I was P. Diddy. You better do this, or I'll have my goons get to you." So he's planning to not be attacked or hurt. So he's planning for people to watch out for him, even in prison. He's planning for someone to watch his back, and even if he's in prison, he's gonna have someone watch him, for he won't be taken. He's very moody, though. He'll explode at people. They don't do what he wants in prison. He's gonna explode and get moody, and he might not be physically attacking, but he will scare the crap out of other prisoners and the warden and guards. He is very moody. He's very explosive. He's a very dangerous person. And he only cares about himself. He's self-centered. He loves himself. He thinks he's the best. He thinks he shouldn't be in prison. So and he's very needy and shallow. He wants his needs, and if it doesn't come through, he attacks people. So he's very moody. He's self-centered. He only cares about himself. If he's in prison and someone looks at him the wrong way or does something, inside he will go. Arr. He wants to attack the person, so he will attack. He wants freedom, though. He does not want to. He will not take prison very well. He will. He won't. He will want to leave. He will want to escape. Maybe he'll have someone, pay someone to try to, when he transfers, maybe for one prison to the other, and he'll want respect. He wants to take respect. He has secrets against other people, so he might testify once he's in prison about other people. So I'm going to look that up, about the secret thing. He has secrets on other people, so maybe he will spill the beans if he's in prison. So I'm going to look that up. Yeah, he knows things about other people, and he's going to spill the beans if he goes into prison because he's worried, It doesn't say he's worried for his life. I'll look that up after. Does he have secrets on other people? Obviously, but he says he does. Does he have secrets of other people that he's going to spill if he ends up down in the prison? It doesn't say that he'll be, because he has a plan to be protected because he doesn't want to be taken. So he's going to have people looking out for his back in prison. So he's going to plan that for people won't, take him out. So I'm going to say that. There's going to be some delays, I think there might be, he wants people to still remember his music and stuff. But he's been a failure, He's been very, people will not look up to him anymore. They do not like him. They think he's dishonest, a spy. He does have secrets on people, but he's a failure, He has some debt. He's going to owe people. He's going to owe a lot of money to the lawyers that he had. So he's going to owe a lot of money. He's going to go into debt. He's going to be a failure. People won't look up to him anymore. Even the people who thought he was innocent will not like him anymore. They'll stay away from him. They'll think he's a failure. He thinks he can be a compassion. This is what the cards say, so don't get mad at me. He thinks he can be sensitive and caring person with his kids and I think with his kids visiting in prison, he's going to say, oh, you guys, I'm not really a bad person. Don't listen to what I say. I'm a nice father. I'm a good person. Don't listen to me, He's kind to his kids, so don't listen to them, whatever they say. Don't listen to the public. I'm not really a bad person. He's in denial still. And he feels people are gonna he's gonna think people he's a very dishonest person. He's done really horrible things to other people, and he feels that he was betrayed by the people he was around. You know, they spilled the beans. You know, they signed a contract saying you're not supposed to tell on me, and he feels very betrayed. Like, how dare you do this? I did this for you. He doesn't see any. He still doesn't see he's done anything wrong. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. And he's getting away with some things. You know, he's gonna get there's things that they still don't have on him. He's gonna get away with a lot of stuff. And he cheated some of let me think, the people who were doing the defense. He got a lot away with a lot of things that they don't know about him. So I'm gonna say, yeah, that he feels, yeah, like people are against him, and he's like the victim. He doesn't take any responsibility. So so far it sounds like he's a person that is very narcissistic, and he feels like he's the victim, like not the other people. And it doesn't say. I'm going to ask one more time. Is anything going to happen to him if he's in prison? So far he says he has people who in place to cover his butt, his ass, in case he is in prison. You know, like P. Diddy. You know, you don't lay a hand on me. So I'm going to try one more time, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So please tell me. This is going to be heartbreak when he goes into prison. Like I said, it's going to be a rude awakening. So he is going to be hurt. It does say he's going to be hurt, and he'll have emotional pain being in prison. It's going to do some psychological toll on his health. I think he'll lose a lot of weight because he'll be worried that people are going to poison his food and stuff. You know, I think he's going to lose a lot of weight. He's going to grow old quickly. You know, he'll grow, you know, people age fast, I think, in prison if you're not a tough person. So he's going to be emotional pain. Like, he'll be like, oh, God. He's going to fear for his life, even though he might not say it out loud. But he is going to feel, he'll be sad and betrayed. Like, why am I in prison? He'll feel like he's the victim. Like I keep on saying, he feels like he's the victim, and he feels lonely, like no one's on his side. You know, he feels the victim. He feels like he's the victim. God. And he's going to be depressed. He feels like someone's out to get him. He thought he was he wanted structure. You know, he wanted to be there for his kids and his family and be a good father and a role model. This is what the cards say, so entertainment purposes. And he was very aggressive with people, you know. He told them what to do and what to not say, like a general, like a mafia person. Yeah. And he was bold. And he thought he was creative, and he thought he would never get away with things. And he was enthusiastic. He thought he could get away with this. Yeah, so he thought he could get away with a lot of stuff. He's going to have heartbreak in prison. Is there any other questions? The end is going to be, what's the future for P. Diddy? What's the future end for P. Diddy? I might in the future make a video. Something happens in prison. If he goes to prison, I'll do an update videos on him. So please tell me, what's the future for P. Diddy, please, after the case? And if he's in prison or not, can you please tell me what's going to happen? Please. He's going to be patient on what's going to happen. You know, if he's in prison, he'll have to just tough it up and live with it. He'll be withdrawn. He'll probably won't make so many friends like he did out in the outside world, because he won't trust people, because he'd be alone. You know, he doesn't trust people when you're in prison. You can't trust people because they can turn on you and put a knife in your back. That's a so to speak. So he will be, you know, he will be cautious about being around certain people in prison who he can talk to and who he can trust, because in prison you pretty much have to watch your own back, because unless you go into other gangs or whatever. So he's going to trust himself. There's going to be a lot of disorganization in his life in prison, or if he's not. And it's gonna burn him out. He'll be lazy. He's not gonna do too much anymore. He'll be like, if he doesn't go to prison, he'll just take it easy. He's gonna be lazy. He's not gonna do any more, singing or anything. He's not, whatever's gonna happen, he's gonna not do any more stuff. He's just gonna, take it easy, and he's burnt out. And there's going to be a lot of missed opportunities because of what he did with what the scandal. So he won't have any more. He'll lose a lot of money, and people won't want. They think he's poisoned, so they won't want anything. Yeah, he'll be burnt out. He won't want to get involved with any other things. He feels very overwhelmed, with after this case of whatever happens. He feels very overwhelmed. If he has to go to prison, he will not want it. He's not going to do well in it. He'll have to keep to himself. It says he's going to keep to himself because he won't trust people. He'll spend alone time. If he does make friends, it will be very few people because he will feel like he could be attacked. So, yeah, he feels so insecure and exhausted, After the trial, whatever happens, he feels exhausted. He will be drained, tired, whatever happens. So I think he will spend some time in prison. I don't know how much. This is entertainment. And if he doesn't, he will not be able to do anymore. He'll lose a lot of money because for the lawyers and the fees and everything, and people will not want to listen to his music anymore. They will, he'll lose a lot of money. Music deals will collapse. Nothing's going to be, he'll be like homeless. Maybe have some money somewhere, in some small investments, but not a lot. He'll lose a lot of money. So, I'll make another video on P. Diddy in the future to see if any of what I said came true, and if it didn't, so be it. This is, like I said, this is entertainment purposes. We'll see if he ends up in prison or if he gets out. Hopefully, I think he should be in prison in rots. But I just do my cards. They say he'll spend some time in prison, and it won't be good. He'll act like he's better than everybody, and it's not going to be good. To my next video, take care and bye.